Hi, this is Lorena, and I wanted to do a tutorial for you today. I wanted to do a pillowcase sham for you today that is reversible. My friend Chris here by my neighborhood, she's a friend of mine. She makes some really beautiful pillowcases, and she uses A&M University, football. You know, she buys those kind of sport fabrics, and she also uses, which are my favorite, comic strip fabrics, and she's made some beautiful pillowcases. I bought several from her. I begged her, asked her if she would do a video with me. Yes, Chris, I am talking to you. And she said no. So I decided that this idea was too good to pass up, but I'm doing it my way. I'm changing up the design of how she did her pillowcases, because my pillowcase is reversible. Because you can turn my pillowcase inside out, and it's a different pillowcase inside the pillowcase. And I just thought it would be a really great video. Honestly, this tutorial took me a while to figure out how to do it, but it is so easy to make. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. This pillow is a little bit small for this pillowcase, but I do have longer pillows. But I thought this would be great. I'm using comic strip fabric because my husband loves Snoopy. Make sure when you're doing a comic strip fabric or a fabric that has lines, make sure you cut on the line, because my yard was kind of wonky. And so the first time I cut it, you could see the fabric kind of wonky and it looked kind of weird. And yeah, this is such an easy tutorial. You can make them in less than 30 minutes, especially if you have a rhythm to it. Once you have everything cut, you can make a whole bunch of these as gifts. So I want to thank her for the idea, and I also thank her for the inspiration, because her pillowcases were wonderfully made. So I'll see you in the process, okay? Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, well, I'll see you in the making. So the body of the pillowcase, which is going to be the front, it's folded, and it's going to be 42 across. So on a bolt it's 45. I just cut it to 42. I cut off all the selvage, and you're going to have this 26 long, and this is the top of your pillowcase. Also, the inside lining is going to be cut exactly the same way, but I'm adding an inch to the length of it, so it's 42 by 26. And then I also have, this is going to be what's going to be on the very top of the pillowcase, and then this is 10 inches wide, and it's also the same width. It's 42 all the way across, which is this one, I think. And this is 1 inch, and it's the same width of it. So you would just cut an inch across, and you know, cut off all the selvage, and you do that on all your pieces. So to sew this is you're going to open up your fabric, and you're going to sew this little 1 inch piece to the top, your body of your pillowcase, and then you're going to sew this piece to the top of your pillowcase. And also at the end of this piece right here, the end of this piece, you're also going to sew the lining, and you're going to sew all 4 pieces together, and just sew all the way across, okay? Once you've sewn everything, go ahead and iron everything. So now that you've sewn all your pieces and you've ironed them, what we're going to do is we're going to put the one edge of your fabric, this edge, and we're going to sew everything together. Now here where you have your seams, you're going to go ahead and make sure you pin this area so that you know that when you get over here and sew, that your seams connect real pretty. I'm going to connect this seam to this seam. At the bottom of this fabric, you're going to start sewing from the bottom all the way down in this area and to the body of your pillowcase. So I'm going to leave my opening on the bottom, so I'm going to start on this end of the fabric, and I'm going to sew all the way down and follow the fabric and leave an opening here and stitch this down. So I'm showing you here that I left myself a pretty decent size opening, and I sewed all the way around, and everything is sewed. If you could kind of see it here, yeah, it's all sewed together. Alright, now we're going to turn it right side out. I went ahead and I ironed everything, and here I stitched from here. I gave myself about 2.5 inches, and I stitched all the way across. I also closed my open seam, and I did it in such a way that I did it on this side, and it looks purposeful why I have a stitch here, kind of like design a little bit, okay? So I folded the whole piece in half, so it's folded in half. So I folded the fabric and I folded it right on top of each other so I could find the center. Then I'm going to get my iron and I'm going to press it. And this will create a fold. Now I'm going to do is tuck this part of the quilt pillowcase into this pillowcase. So you're going to open it and then you're going to go on the underside and open it just like that. Then you're going to tuck this part of the pillowcase, this part of the pillowcase into this part of the pillowcase, and that's what's going to make it reversible. One good way to make sure that the inside lining is lined up to the edge of this is get your hand and get the corner and just start pushing the fabric just like you see me there, and making sure that everything's kind of lined up. You can also do all edges, rotate it, and you want the seam of the inside lining to be lined up with this seam, okay? So I'm making sure that everything is nice and tucked into the pillowcase. The inside lining is tucked into the edge of the pillowcase because I want to make sure that everything's tucked in right, because I'm going to sew right here. So the next thing you're going to do is just sew a seam here, and then we're going to put a pillow in it. So this is what the pillow looks like on this side. What I recommend when you're doing this, that you trim off and make sure that this is straight, because I did one that was a little crooked. I really do hope you like this tutorial on how to make a reversible pillow. A reversible pillow. My husband likes Snoopy, that's why I did Snoopy. Trying to get him to, you know, you can't find Snoopy pillows. You have to make them. Alright, bye. Thanks for watching, okay?